Finally, week 1 is here, and Raider Nation has been waiting for this moment since the off-season chatter began. The Raiders are set to open their season against the Patriots, and both teams have released their first official injury reports. On paper, it might look like a small detail, but in reality, this report sets the stage for what could happen on Sunday. The Raiders' side of the list couldn't look much better. Almost a clean bill of health with only 2 names appearing, and both of those players were full participants in practice. That's the kind of start every coach dreams of. Meanwhile, the Patriots report told a very different story, one that reveals cracks the Raiders might be able to exploit right out of the gate. When you look closer, you start to see how this matchup could tilt in favor of Las Vegas before the first snap is even taken. For the Raiders, the first name on the list is cornerback Blue Kelly, a kid who has become the very definition of Raiders. Grit. He entered training camp without any guarantee of even making the roster, but he fought through every drill, every practice, every preseason rep, and clawed his way up the depth chart. His offseason was nothing short of remarkable. From OTAs to minicamp to training camp, Kelly impressed coaches and teammates alike. Now he's gone from long shot to starter, and this week he showed up on the injury report with a hamstring issue. But here's the key, he practiced in full. That's massive because Kelly's speed and physicality will be critical in matching up against New England's receivers. The story writes itself. A hometown kid who once looked like he'd be cut is now starting week 1 for the team he grew up watching. That's Raiders football, pure and simple. The second name on the list was backup quarterback Kenny Pickett. Like Kelly, he was a full participant, which is a relief. Pickett was acquired after Aiden O'Connell went down, and while Geno Smith is the unquestioned starter, everyone knows how quickly things can change in the NFL. One play can shift the entire season. Having Pickett ready and available provides a crucial safety net, especially with how grueling a full NFL season can be. A backup quarterback may not grab headlines, but a healthy and prepared one can be the difference between a team falling apart or keeping its momentum alive when adversity hits. So in short, the Raiders injury report is about as good as you could hope for. Heading into Foxborough, Pete Carroll should have a nearly full-strength roster. That's a huge advantage in September when most teams are already juggling nagging injuries. Now, let's flip to the Patriots. Their injury report paints a different picture, and the headliner here is cornerback Christian Gonzalez. This is their #1 corner, their top playmaker in the secondary, and he didn't practice due to a hamstring injury. If he isn't 100%, or worse, if he can't go at all, the Patriots will have a massive hole in their defense. For the Raiders, that's a matchup you have to attack. Stretch the field with Dante Thornton Jr., let Trey Tucker run deep routes, and put Jacoby Myers in situations where he can carve up mismatches. You make Gonzalez prove that hamstring can hold up against speed, cuts, and physical play. If it can't, the Raiders have to punish it. The Patriots also listed defensive back Charles Woods, who is dealing with both a concussion and a groin injury. He was limited in practice, and that combination of injuries usually leads to cautious handling by the coaching staff. That means he's no lock to play, and even if he does, he won't be at full strength. Finally, receiver Chisum III appeared on the list but was a full participant, so he's expected to play. But the takeaway is clear. New England's secondary could be coming into this game banged up, and that's a weakness the Raiders are built to expose. This brings us to Jacoby Myers, one of the most important players on this roster and one of the biggest storylines of the offseason. Myers didn't hold back when speaking to reporters this week. He flat out said he believes he has earned a contract extension, and he's right. Look at his production, look at his leadership, look at how he's embraced the Raiders culture. It's hard to argue against him. What's most impressive is how he's handled the situation. In today's NFL, you see stars skipping training camp, holding out, sending cryptic social media posts, or bad-mouthing organizations when they're unhappy with their contracts. Myers did none of that. From day one, he's been all about the team. He's put his head down, worked, and let his performance do the talking. That's rare in this league, and it's the kind of commitment Al Davis always preached about. But don't mistake his calm demeanor for contentment. You could hear the frustration in his voice when he spoke. He loves being a Raider, but he also knows he has a family to provide for, and he wants security for his future. And here's where it got really interesting. Myers revealed that on August 25th, he requested a trade. The team's answer? A flat-out no. He even laughed about it, saying it was like asking your dad for something as a kid and just getting a firm no with no explanation. That wasn't about wanting to leave the team. That was a message to the front office, value me, because I've earned it. And honestly, he's right. Pete Carroll addressed the media too, and you could feel the edge in his words. He called this matchup a buckle your chin strap kind of game. Translation: this is going to be a war in the trenches. The Patriots want to run the ball and impose their will. The Raiders want to establish their new identity under Carroll. Physical, tough, relentless. Whoever sets the tone first will control the game. Carroll also confirmed that Blue Kelly will start opposite Eric Stokes, with Darian Porter backing him up. That's a huge responsibility for Kelly, but also a massive opportunity. The Patriots will test him, and how he responds could define the early stages of the game. For Carroll, this opener carries personal weight. He was once the head coach of the Patriots, and his stint there didn't go well. You know he hasn't forgotten that. Sunday isn't just another game for him, it's a chance to show how far he's come and to make a statement to both the Patriots and the entire league. Geno Smith chimed in with his perspective too, saying the Raiders are out to prove something, and you can feel it. This roster has been disrespected all offseason. National media ranked them 24th in the power rankings, with the Patriots just ahead at 22. That chip on the shoulder is real, and Geno knows it. He also hyped up Dante Thornton, who's stepping into a featured role in the offense, and Trey Tucker, who will be handling kick and punt return duties. Tucker's explosiveness could be the X factor in flipping field position and creating game-changing moments. Ashton Genty, one of the younger players on the roster, took time to praise Raheem Mostert for mentoring him. That kind of leadership is invaluable. It's not just about schemes and playbooks. It's about creating a culture where young players learn how to survive and thrive in the NFL. Mostert's guidance shows that this locker room is building the right habits, the kind that sustain success. Back to the Patriots. If Gonzalez plays, there's no way he's at 100%. The Raiders should attack him early and often, put pressure on him immediately, and force him to prove he can keep up. At the same time, Eric Stokes will likely be tasked with covering Stephon Diggs, who is returning from ACL surgery. If Stokes can hold his own in that matchup, it frees up the rest of the defense to disguise coverages and confuse the Patriots' offense. Patrick Graham excels at designing those kinds of defensive looks, and this could be the perfect game to unleash them. And let's not forget, football officially returns with Thursday Night Football. The Eagles take on the Cowboys, and while many expect a close battle, the loss of Micah Parsons weakens Dallas's defense significantly. Philadelphia's physicality should give them the edge in what could be a high-scoring affair. So here's the bottom line. The Raiders are healthy, they're motivated, they're ready to make a statement. The Patriots, on the other hand, are vulnerable. Jacoby Myers is playing with something to prove. Pete Carroll is coaching with a point to make. And Geno Smith is stepping onto the field determined to lead a roster that has been disrespected all offseason. Week 1 isn't just about one win, it's about planting the flag, setting the tone, and announcing to the NFL that the Raiders aren't just here to compete, they're here to dominate.